It has been little over a year since Vice President Gore delivered the report of the National Performance Review to President Clinton. The report, prepared by over 300 career civil servants, detailed hundreds of specific recommendations for improvement in the way the federal government works. But the report also set in motion a fundamental reinvention of the federal government that will take many years to complete. The great challenge is to completely rebuild the government systems and culture. The foundation to build on is the strong desire of federal workers to get results for the people they serve.
I want a job that I can see the results of what I'm doing, that I get feedback on what I'm doing, and that I not only know what's important about my job, but how it fits into the larger picture of the agency.
I want a job that has upper mobility, training, major organization to have team players, to see that everybody takes an active part in all levels of the organization working.
A good job to me is having the materials and the access to be able to get the stuff right away when you need it, or have it on hand so you can get in there, do the job, and take care of it and finish it, get it done, because there's always another one.
The number one thing would be responsibility and the ability to affect your surroundings and to take care of the people that work for you and to make things change.
I'm people-oriented, and the services I served in were also people-oriented.
One of the things I really like about my job is I have a direct link to what people are looking for, jobs, and when I can, give some of that information to the public, I don't know, I feel good about that.
I want a feeling that I've contributed to others. I'd like to have a sense that what I'm doing is important.
Basically, a good job is when you can go to work and work around good people, have a good understanding with people, and basically get the job done.
It's what I want from my job, someone to say, go ahead and do it. Go and do what you need to do.
Nearing the end of the first year, the Vice President addressed a group of federal employees at all levels to talk about reinvention and to share stories of federal workers who have taken risks, taken initiatives, or just used common sense to try to improve the way they do their jobs and serve their customers, the American people.
You want to be proud of what you do for this country. You know in your heart that given the opportunity, you can accomplish something that is really worthwhile. Now, what's stopping you? What's slowing you down? Why aren't you charging off every morning with fresh enthusiasm? Why aren't you coming home every night with a story for your loved ones about a tremendous difference that you made that day? And why aren't the taxpayers saying to each other about federal employees, oh, thank goodness for those federal employees? Let me tell you what the government did to make my life easier and better today. Instead, of course, taxpayers say, let me tell you what the government did to me today, not for me today. You know the reason why. All federal employees know the reason why. It's our system. You know what that system is like. What you told us during the National Performance Review is that if the very heart of the system is changed from a system of central control based on the mistrust of federal workers, changed to a system of shared vision, shared goals, shared values, and trust in our people to achieve the goals. If that basic change is made, then you, the federal workers, will make the federal government work better and cost less. And you are doing it now. You told us that the simple formula that works is to put customers first, cut the red tape, and empower federal workers to get results. I know that's what you want. I believe That is what you can and will achieve. I believe in you, each and every one of you, and in your ability to make enormous changes in the way government works.
Groups of federal workers all over the nation working under the banners of TQM, Reinvention, and Reengineering have made enormous changes in the way government works. For example, the men and women at the Naval Undersea Warfare Center made changes in their business that saved their customers $85 million. And the federal workers at the Army Tank Automotive Research and Engineering Center cut product development time by 4 years and slashed costs by $168 million. Both of these groups were recognized with national quality awards this year. Other examples of reinventing government include the Veterans Affairs Office in New York City, where a group of workers have completely redesigned their operation to put customers first.
It's been a big change from what I did when I first started working here. Basically what's happened is the entire regional office has become little units, separate regional offices. So everything that needs to be done for a veteran can be done with 13 people in so much less time than it's taken previously.
Before, we received claims in the mailroom, and then it would go along kind of like an assembly line process, and it would go from one division to the next, and it would finally get to us at some point.
It was pretty hectic. You couldn't find anything. You had 1,500 things on your desk. You had to go to other people's desks to find things. It was just total chaos.
Now what we have is a regional office with 13 people in different units, and the ability to do a claim from start to finish with these 13 people and be able to function like that.
I like it because I get a sense of ownership. I can follow a claim from the beginning to the end. In the old traditional way, as a Veterans Benefits Counsel, all I did was take the application and I never saw it again.
I represent veterans. So the prototype unit is actually just a great help for me. They like the service I get, usually because it goes by faster, so there's less time period for them to wait. And also, when they do actually have to come in here, they know exactly who to go to.
The satisfaction is also greeting the veterans, actually seeing these men and women who served this country so that we all would be here firsthand instead of just, like Kelly said, paperwork. Now I actually can talk to them and make them laugh, give them a friendly gesture, and they leave very happy from down here.
It's been a much better atmosphere. It's easier to come to work in the morning. People are more receptive to you. You actually get to meet the people that you're dealing with.
Just taking the application wasn't a great sense of accomplishment. I know I was helping them and getting it started, but I never saw the end result. Here, I'm able to see the end result and give a little feedback. I got a hands-on during the process, and that makes me feel great.
How did the process begin for changing the way you handle these claims?
Well, we started looking at what we were doing in the regional office with the intention of trying to make things better. And we stepped back away from what we were doing and said, you know, what are the difficulties that we have? And we narrowed it down to two things. The result of our efforts frequently frustrated, if not angered, our customers.
Yeah.
And the processes that we used in the office to do business sucked the life out of our own employees. Other than that, everything was going pretty good.
Joe Thompson said that their first step in redesigning the system at the VA was to ask the customers what mattered the most to them. Now, it's easy to overlook that step. In fact, it is very common for organizations trying to reinvent themselves to skip that all-important first step by assuming that they know what customers want without talking to the customers and without asking the customers what they want.